Here's your friendly reminder to stop watching rom-coms written by men, because it's a terrible message for us. Now, this is a deep dive on the movie While You Were Sleeping, which oddly enough apparently was written to be a male protagonist. I just learned that. Thank you. At least one person on YouTube in my part 1 told me that, so I looked it up, and sure enough, 2 men were like, let's write this movie. And then they were like, that would be kind of creepy if it was a woman who was asleep. That seems a little predatory. Let's just flip it. As if you could just flip men and women and it's the exact same story. Without considering, patriarchy, power dynamics, and all those, anyway, I hope you saw part 1. But if you did not, I'm going to recap in about 30 seconds, part 1, and we're going to dive right into part 2, because this is where things get real messy, where the man who seemed to be very suspicious of and almost hate this woman loves her all of a sudden. Now he loves her. So hopefully we will learn even more from part 2, but I'll link part 1 in the caption and also in a comment. And if you like this, maybe it'd be fun to watch it backward. I watched Mad Men, all 5 seasons, backwards. I don't suggest that, but it can be interesting. Before I go any farther, please support my work, comment. I learned so much from y'all in the comments. Seriously, I consider them in my work as I do my work. So I always appreciate the insights you add, as long as they're not rude and you're not being a bitch to me. I love learning. Anyway, like, comment, share. You can share these videos on other apps, Blinksky, Threads, whatever. All that stuff really helps people who've been doing that. I really appreciate it because it helps with my videos. And also, please join my Patreon. I've got a live coming up on January 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to announce all those details very soon. Delusional influencer. I've talked about her a lot. She has changed my life. I learned so much from her. She is so funny and smart and amazing and so insightful. And we're going to talk about empathy and all kinds of stuff, including a trick that she taught me that literally helped me with my job. Changed my life. And I can't wait to share that with y'all. It's seriously some of the best advice I've ever been given. So more on that soon. That's on Patreon. Travel content, personal stories I don't want to share with the whole world, all that stuff. That is what pays my bills, because the algorithms are very, very, very not reliable, especially in this moment for some reason. So back to this movie, While You Were Sleeping. If you don't recognize Bill Pullman, maybe you're not a Gen Xer like me. I just remember him from Spaceball, this guy and his dog, and he lived in an RV basically, which may explain why I ended up dating men who lived in their cars. I don't know. I thought he was the coolest. Now that I think about it, I think this movie is even more insulting than The Proposal. If you haven't seen that, it's in my playlist of movie breakdown. I swear to God, Sandra Bullock, all these rom-coms did was try to take an independent, strong woman and be like, "Get down! You don't deserve this." For my quick, super speedy recap, the movie basically starts with her as a child kind of worshiping her dad because her mom died. She's like, "Daddy, tell me how you knew it was real love," which no child would say at this age. They don't even realize that men are going to screw you over and pretend like they love you and take everything and financially abuse you and baby trap you and all these other things. But this little girl was like, "How did you know Mom is really the one, that you really loved her?" Oh, look, you can see he's doing the rotisserie chicken in this green screen. And, he's like, "She gave me the world." A globe. I don't know. Whatever. All of this was so that the movie would wrap up in this really weird way that's supposed to be perfect little bow. This movie is so bad. Anyway, right out of the gate, we see that she just wants a Christmas prince. Like all women, just wants a prince. We are utterly alone without men. I will show you what the men who wrote this actually said at the end, because thank you again for the people who pointed out my last comments. The way these men just thought they could flip men's realities of being desperate and alone and having nothing if they're not dating a woman. They're like, yeah, there's gotta be women just like that too. Okay. Anyway, she's obsessed with some dude, thinks they should get married, thinks he's gonna be her prince. He's literally never done anything but give her $1.50 for a subway ticket, basically, for the L. She talks to her cat all the time because, of course, she has no friends. Because we know women are the ones who have no friends, right? Even though all these think men are, the male loneliness crisis, right? I swear to God, they literally think that we're like them. if we're not dating, we must be alone and have no one to talk to. But yeah, of course she has a cat she talks to. Of course, she's dumb and thinks you should bring a Christmas tree through a window. Again, I don't know if that's a thing. I've never seen anybody in New York do this, or maybe they do that in Chicago. I've never seen people think this was a good idea. She also has no boundaries and gives her slumlord Christmas presents and his like cousin or whatever. Basically, she actually harasses her constantly, and he's always trying to get them set up. This man almost ruins her life. But she keeps like putting up with him for some reason. Honey, you need to call the authorities about this man. He is like at this level stalking you. There's also the hot dog man who she's so like not special or pretty or, you know, whatever. She's so invisible somehow. That even the hot dog man doesn't remember she wants mustard, right? He remembers everyone else's orders but hers. And her boss exploits her and tries to make her work every holiday because she is a loser, a single child-free woman, and he doesn't seem to really want to hang out with his family, but he gets her to work. You know, he knows he has to. He also is oddly her mentor and only friend because again, this woman only has there are no female characters in this whole movie except for like the family of the men that she's manipulating to try to marry into or whatever. She's lost. Men are her whole world. Like, this is the most unrealistic single woman I have ever seen. Anyway, yeah. And then when he almost dies in the train track, because women are like this. She's just smelling him and wants to fork him, and he's almost dying. Because we know that women are the ones who literally fork dead bodies. Grape dead bodies in in the morgue and aren't hired. Remember, like, again, everything that they say about this woman is what men would do, right? A woman would not be in this situation thinking, God, you smell good and I really wanted to marry you and fork you, but we're gonna die. So yeah, she saves his life, which is actually the only thing accurate in this movie is that of course a woman would jump in to save a life. Anyway, somehow she talks to herself and it's like, I was going to marry him. And this nurse was like, oh, they're engaged. And then this whole misunderstanding happened where everyone thinks they're engaged. And her boss slash mentor slash like Yoda / only friend is like, yeah, you should go along with it. Just tell him you lie. Don't tell him you lied. Just go along with it. She's like, okay. And she shows up at the family with poinsettia. This old man's like, yeah, man, I'm the godfather, but I kind of lied to get in this. He knows he's on to her. Also, I watched this a year ago, took all these photos. There is some stuff missing, but I'm kind of watching this with y'all. I've missed some stuff. People mentioned some stuff that I missed. But anyway, this relationship is like two peas in a pod. Lonely people who just want a family. It's basically like, your secret's safe with me. So she becomes a part of this family. Then there's this guy who is creepy and scary, and the brother of the man asleep that she's going to pretend to be Peter, who she's going to be pretending to be with. We also find out that he kind of sucks as a brother. He eats his sister's food, steals her toys out of cereal boxes, and also is just a suspicious jerk. Also learned that the guy, Peter, who's asleep, actually has a girlfriend, has lots of photos of himself, including Owen Mills shots with tennis rackets. Man is obsessed with himself, seems like a narcissist, literally has no photos with anyone in his apartment or in his wallet. It's just, he's in love with himself. And she also has his wallet. Don't know why. We find out, the man asleep actually is engaged without knowing it to his girlfriend, who no one in the family has met. No one knows this. He's been dating her enough to ask her to marry him, but nobody knows. So I'm guessing he's not close to his family. Which is all the more reason why it's weird that this guy is so protective of this brother he doesn't even seem to care about. And then this guy's like, I'm dating. Like, this man just sucks. Just lies all the time. He also was trying on her shoes when he was in her closet and goes to musicals and stuff. So I don't know if this is some sort of weird, like, let's make comedy out of, like, what? I don't know what they're trying to do here, but it's annoying and poorly written, and his feet are nasty. Also, mother has, there's a joke, all the jokes in this movie, they are such male humor. They even have the mom look to see if he only has one ball, because apparently he's missing, because of some other dumb joke you don't need to know about. Anyway, this is just such a bad movie with such bad comedy. It makes sense that it was written by men. Oh, and the other thing, I'm sorry, I want y'all to be able to see Mose. The only person who seems to have met the girlfriend / fiance now of Peter, the guy who's sleeping, all this is happening while he's sleeping, is the doorman who actually hasn't met her but heard she's crazy. So that's it. Anyway, like almost no women have speaking lines in this whole, other than the like weird, crazy family members who looks at her son's ball bar. Sorry. Anyway, if you can't tell by the poster, she ends up with this dude. But that is what is so confusing, because this man, like the first half of the movie, he seems to hate her and be like Sherlock Holmes, wondering how she's lying. And then all of a sudden, there's a dramatic shift, and the shift makes no sense. So that's where we're starting, is the shift, right? He's been just questioning her. What's your favorite ice cream? Bah! Like he's constantly trying to catch her in a lie. He goes to her apartment. The dude is doing too much. But he doesn't even seem to know his brother, because why has he not met the girlfriend? Anyway, so we're going to start this scene right here is where things change. All of a sudden, and this is again why these movies are all like, it doesn't matter what a jerk he is, he actually loves you. You know, it doesn't matter if he pulls your hair in school, he loves you. It doesn't matter if he's questioning you and following you around and being like, liar, liar, pants on fire. He actually wants to fork you and marry you even. So somehow he tricked her, convinced her, whatever, because she's easily manipulated, honestly. She's got no boundaries, or not many, to moving a couch, which is very heavy. As somebody who used to move couches in the film industry as a set dresser, this is no easy task. But she's like, okay, guy who's a jerk all the time. So they are outside of his truck, because that's what he does for a living. He moves dead people's furniture. No shame in that. But anyway, he is, a working class man like her. She's a subway ticket seller. She hopefully union. I don't know how it works in Chicago. But, to be honest, the other message is don't be dating these rich men with their, Olin Mills photo shoot photos and their apartments that are just so ugly because there's no human life in them. It's just like, futuristic, blah, black couches and whatever. You need, a woman like this, how pretty she is, needs to end up with a working man. Again, the whole and I'm not saying, y'all know how to, whatever. It's just the message in all of Sandra Bullock's movies. It seems to be date down, which is kind of funny because she did exactly that. And boy, did she get burned. Remember, she was with that Jesse dude who humiliated her when? Because this is what always happens. It's the Oscar curse. Therese Lee, one of my friends in mutuals, talks about this all. Every time a woman gets an Oscar, she almost always has a man cheating on her while she's getting the Oscar, because so few men can handle successful women and they're jealous, right? So in real life, Sandra Bullock dated that Jesse guy who ended up cheating with her with a stripper while she was receiving her Oscar, I believe. But he is a terrible, terrible person. I've actually done videos on him. But guess who redeemed him? Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. loves to, cover for and make excuses for any man, and just is like, well, he's an addict. It's okay. Anyway, all of a sudden, they're in this, I must have missed a picture here, in this little flirty conversation where I guess that there's something happening where he's stuck with this truck here all night. I don't remember if it's because it's stuck between two cars or something. I don't care. Dumb detail. There's so many plot devices in this movie. She's also a very passive character. Just keeps falling into stuff instead of making decisions. She's always like, what do I do? And wouldn't you know, this is where it all shifts. He's like, I guess I'm stuck here. I think she's like, okay. And he's like, so you're just going to leave me here with the truck? What woman wants to hang out in the middle of winter, December, in Chicago, the windy city, all right? I mean, I've never lived there, but I've been there during December, and it's cold. Why would she stay with you, bro? I don't understand this conundrum you're in. A woman hanging out with you in the middle of the night, you don't seem that protective. You seem kind of like a jerk. Oh, and she's the one who saves lives. You'd probably throw her in front of if somebody was gonna, mess with y'all. But I love her response. Like, basically, yeah. What do you want me to do? And he's like, well, maybe I can walk you back. So don't leave me here by myself. I don't understand. What? Someone remind me, because I cannot watch this movie again. Why can't you take a subway or a taxi home? I don't why you gotta follow her home? But see how he phrases this? This men love to do this. He doesn't want to be alone with his truck, so he's like, why don't I walk you back? You surely can't get your helpless damsel in distress self back to her home in a city you live in. And she's like, what for? For protection. I'm the protector. You need me, even though I actually need you. But I'm going to protect you so I can go back to your place maybe and some chicken burger. You know what I mean? What? It's actually perfect scenario that men would be like, I don't want to be alone, but you need me. And she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. Like, look. Mm-hmm. And then I think he finally admits it. Well, okay, I don't want to be by myself in Chicago. Go home. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I must be missing something. Why if I understand if you have to stay with the truck because you don't want to get a ticket or something, but if you have, why can't you leave? You can leave to walk her home and maybe, but you can't leave to go home. The logic isn't making sense. Other than this just being manipulation and him not wanting to be alone with himself. And she's like, okay. Remember, she's the desperate cat lady who has a fiance, but it's all based on a lie. So why not? Why not hang out with the brother who hated her up until this literal moment? So it's hard to read this. I hope you can see it. What? So they're walking. They're on a romantic walk now. She's bringing this man back to her place. Or now he's, gonna go know where she lives, although he already knew where she lived because he already was showing up at her place before. You look cold. Probably because I am cold. This jacket's reversible. I'm wearing the warm side now. This is my dad's. Then he's probably freezing. He passed away. Okay, so another thing is like, look, I'm not saying that, her mom, a trauma of losing your mother at an early age. And then her dad, we learned in part 1, was like, I don't know, she moved there and was helping him. He had a chronic illness and then he kind of gave up. She's had the trauma of losing her father. She's wearing his clothes. But again, this seems like men not understanding women's reality because I don't know any woman like this who was so attached to her father that she wears her dead dad's clothes everywhere, has no friends at all. Like, do you know what I mean, y'all? Now it all makes so much sense that they wrote this as a male character. They don't know us. They don't understand us because they don't have to and they don't care enough to, but they assume everything they would do and everything they think and how they operate in the world and their realities is somehow ours, which is why they call us the gold diggers. They call us the baby trappers. They tell us we're bad at driving. Everything that they are or afraid of is like everything is projection. It's upside down world. Anytime a man accuses you of something, especially if he's really insecure and hasn't really been working on himself and deconstructing patriarchy, everything that he accuses of is exactly what he is or is afraid of. Okay? Like once I learned that simple math equation for men who are being awful, I was like, oh. Which is the same thing that white people do, right? Like whoever is like, it has all the power, tends to act a lot like a narcissist when dealing with the other, right? Lazy, doesn't work, like, you know what I mean? So once you start seeing that like whoever is like oppressing somebody uses the same tactics as a narcissist, you can't unsee it. The pattern recognition. So he says, sorry, it's not your fault. hate it when people say it. It's like, well, that's not why he's saying sorry anyway. So then she goes into all, like, don't do this. You just met this man. Now you're telling him all the things he can use to manipulate you. My dead dad, blah, blah, blah. Not only she told him that she got, abandonment issues. Mom, she barely remembers. Now she's going to talk about more stuff. Meanwhile, she doesn't ask him about him. So don't do this. Don't be telling all your stuff. Make sure they're revealing stuff too. Anyway, what was your dad like? Well, he was a lot like me. Dark hair, flat chest. Now, I do self-deprecating jokes. I have for a long time. I get it. But like, I don't believe this dialogue. What do you remember most about him? Like Matt. Remember, all roads lead to a dumb ending that ties together nicely. So again, Daddy, he loved Mom because she gave him the world, and now she's obsessed with maps. He's obsessed with maps. She never goes anywhere because her dad took her on adventures, but since he's dead, she's just waiting for someone to take her. And all women want is their dad, a replacement for their dad, right? Yeah, I like maps. My truck is full of them. Ba-dum-bum. Dumb joke. A little distracted by this couple making out. So then she's like, yeah, he used to hear places on TV and he'd pull out the atlas. Well, if there's one place you'd want to go, where? Florence. Really dreams of going to Italy. And just like, most women, she would never do that on her own. We know that women never travel on their own, right? There's not like thousands of like TikTok and Instagram accounts full of women solo traveling alone. Of course we're going to wait for a man. Either daddy or new dad. Italy. I haven't delivered furniture to there yet, Florence yet. But God, I hate all the jokes in this movie. I take it you never been there. Well, the L doesn't exactly go all the way to Florence. But I do have. Oh, I forgot about this. My passport. That's definitely something a woman would do. Unless you are literally, now we know there are certain people who have to carry around their documentation because of super racist and policy and whatever. But this woman's not worried about ICE. You know what I mean? There is no reason to carry your passport around. I don't believe this little dumb joke. Like, I swear to God, it's not only that story is just bad and it's like offensive because women aren't like this, but who does this? No, even when you travel, most people know not to just bring your pet. And if you do, you gotta have like one of these things where it's like hidden in your underwear or something, because this is something you don't ever want to lose. You don't ever want to lose. Why are you carrying this around? Now, luckily, he's like, you have your passport with you? Yes, I do. Just in case I need to quickly flee the country. Again, that's not a believable line of dialogue. She's never going to flee the country. Has no reason to. But she also, like, what? God, the writing is crazy. Then he makes a dig at her looks. You're right. You're not photogenic at all. Now, again, if these were two buddies, but she's already said that she's flat-chested and like whatever. I don't recall unless I missed. Again, it's been a year since I watched this movie, and I think I may be missing some photos of the dialogue, but I don't remember him being like, no, you're beautiful. So she insulted herself, and now he's like going to insult her, But that's because boys pull your hair and insult you when they really like you. I mean, look at her face when he says that. She's like, don't say that. Just joking. See, now this is negging. Now we're just going to do a little teachable moment. If men right out of the gate who are trying to impress you, who are protecting you by walking you home to your own home that you know how to get to on your own, but it's because they don't want to be alone, and then they neg you after being weird for like a long time and accusing you of lying, now that they're trying to get in your pants, they neg you? Don't date that man. But there aren't any stamps in. Yeah, well, I haven't gone anywhere yet. I was waiting for a man to do that since my dad died. I don't know any woman like this. Maybe they exist, but not like this. I'm planning a trip to Florence really soon. That'll make your dad really very proud. God. I don't know any woman who lives her life like this. Everything. She's wearing her dead dad's coat. Wants to travel just because of dad. waiting for, like, only has male friends but doesn't even have male friends is so lonely. That, of course, men wrote this because they think women are just like them. In a small way, you kind of remind me of him because all women just want to marry their dad. God! Like, okay, I see. So he was a classy guy, always a gentleman. Anyway, so then he asks more questions and doesn't offer any information about himself. It's just like, tell me more that I can use to manipulate you. Now, again, don't mistake me. Some men will go on dates and are trying to impress a woman and just be like, blah, 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 and never shut up. All they do is blah, 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 don't even ask any questions. So I will give him that. He's asking about her life. But it's about building. I say something, you yes and it. You yes and it, and yes and it. And we build together, not just this interrogation while walking you back to your place. And as she points out, well, good God, you just become a chatty Cathy all of a sudden. Now, all of a sudden that you're walking me back to my place because you don't want to be alone, you got all kinds of things to say. And look, he goes, the fact is I'm about to start shivering. I'm making conversations to keep my face from freezing. Again, a little neck, not because I'm really interested in you and I want to know about you, just because I'm just talking because I'm cold and I don't want to be alone. But I'm going to be like protective. Then they say their goodbyes. Had a great time together. Moving furniture. It's like, it's slippery here. Come on, I'm fine. She doesn't need his help. Sorry, I just realized he's doing this thing. I know some of y'all love that. Again, the protector just got to protect. Come on, we got this far. I'll take you the rest of the way, to the door, which might lead to an elevator that might lead up to your place so that I could some. So she's like, you gotta watch out. It's icy. Then, of course, this happens. He falls and, like, basically pulls her down. And then, this whole, and there's so many, they overplay so many moments in this movie. It's like, oh, how cute, Like, oh, wow, they're falling for each other because they fall. Wow. It's so funny. We're falling. Oh, just keep falling. Just so funny now. He was such a jerk, but I don't know. He's different. Oh. Uh-oh. There's chemistry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. So, this is so boring. Blah, blah, blah. Like, this little protector, all he did was, ask her a bunch of invasive questions, show up at her place, and then make her fall on ice that she's aware of because she navigates this sidewalk by herself every day. But he insists on escorting her to the door because the door's closer to the elevator that leads to her place and closer to her going, right? But now they're both on the ground. She's probably covered in bruises. And now she's dragging him. Come on, I help you. Do you have any extra pair of pants in your apartment? Because, maybe I need to go up there because my pants are torn now. There's another self-deprecate. If you fit into my pants, I won't myself. She's like, you don't have to follow me. And he's like, no, you're blocking the wind. Like, where is this is not romantic. This isn't cute. This isn't fun. It's weird. So finally, he's just like, okay, I'll just wait for you to get inside because I'm the protector. Okay, well, good night. Night. Look at it. He's like, eat you with my eyes. I'll see you when I see you. Now that I'm not suspicious that you're lying about my brother, blah, 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 blah. So then she goes, as soon as she gets into her home, again, a whole cast of awful men in this story. There's the dude who, harasses her all the time. All right, it's either me or him. Like they are not in a relationship. They're in nothing. But this man seems to think that they could date and literally are dating and then, escalates it to this level. She's, keeps kind of trying to set boundaries. And, it's all for comedic relief, but it's not that funny. But then we realize, Lucy kinda likes him. Look, she's watching him walk away with his pants that are all messed up. And something's changed. That encounter was just really special. She likes him. You know how we know she likes him? Besides this whole look, the next day, she goes to the only person in her life to talk to, this guy. And is like, I'm having an affair. I like Jack now, not the rich Peter guy. So poor Lucy, who has no female friends to talk to, as of yet, that we have seen. is talking to her boss, who literally told her to do this whole thing, talked her into doing this whole lie. But, he's like, who's Jack? So now she's got to explain this whole thing to the Oracle. His brother. So he thinks I'm engaged. To who? Dude, you know who. You're the one who told her to go along with it. Keep up. Peter. Lucy, I really don't have time for this. Now, as accurate as this is like a man having the audacity and confidence and hubris to just guide you in relationships as well as they guide you in the outdoors and through life, which is terrible. They're terrible leaders in general, unless they have a lot of empathy and emotional intelligence and deconstructed patriarchy. But I digress. He gave her bad advice, and now he's like, whatever. I don't have time for this crap. I don't want to hear about your problems. Was so invested in it, and now it's like, whatever. This is a pretty accurate depiction of a male's advice. He's annoyed. No, but you have to tell. Remember, I mentioned this in the last video when Reese Witherspoon pointed out in that speech about how she saw all these movies where the female lead at certain point in the movie says, I don't know what to do. What should I do? Or tell me what to do. Is always asking men to tell them what to do. Even like Erin Brockovich, and like when you go back and see so many movies, like the female lead who is fully capable at a certain point will be like, what do I do? This is the second time she has asked a man, what should I do? You have to tell me what to do. Please tell the truth. Wait a second, buddy. What? You're the one. Like, he's the one who literally told her that telling the truth would actually probably maybe cause grandma to have a heart attack, I believe is what it was. And then he gave some dumb story about how, his mother-in-law, blah, 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 whatever. If I tell Jack that I lied to his family, he will never speak to me again. Hell. And then she's like talking about Saul, and he's like, who's Saul? He's the next door neighbor, the one who I'm in cahoots with, that, he actually knows. And then the Oracle gives another lesson. Lucy, you're born into a family. You don't just join them like the Marines, even though that's what I've told you to do. Zero accountability here. But you have to tell me what to do. 3 times. 3 times. Oh, my God, I can't bend my finger right. That's 3 times now that tell me what to do. I can't go to Europe or anywhere without my daddy. I carry a passport everywhere because just in case, but I'll never go on my own. Men, please tell me, men, what to do. I don't know a woman like this. This is what, I'm totally going to break this again, the stick or the phone. This is literally, like, this is not how women think. We do not, even though we doubt ourselves a lot and we've been, like, this is what, pull the plug, Lucy. You're cheating on a vegetable. Cheating! Like, anyway. So then we cut to Peter playing cards with, oh my God, I forget their name. Is this Peter or Jack? I can't remember now. Whatever. I'm going to call him Lone Star from Spaceball. And this is the billionaire from Grace and Frankie. So then he makes his confession. You remember in like the 5th or 6th grade, I was starting to get really good at poker and going home with lots of lunch money. And I got to know the principal's office real well. He always used to say to me, how come you can't be more like your brother Peter? Okay, so this is Jack, that's Peter. Well, you know what? I was all right with that. I had no problem with that because I was proud of you. Definitely not reminiscing on this, jealous of you, because we're so close. I've never even met your girlfriend/fiance, like your real one. Definitely don't have any resentment against you for having all this money and I move dead people's furniture. I was never, ever envious of you. Never. Clearly. Or anything you had. Okay? Until now. Peter's non-reactive. I'll cut the deck. So this is while you were sleeping, I stole your fiance. High cards, I get Lucy. This is so annoying because, like, what does Lucy say? Like, seriously, this is what I think this is all about. He went from being, like, super protective to all of a sudden, on a dime, flipping and pursuing her. Why? He's jealous. He wants what his brother has. Not because of who she is, because he's only had one real conversation with her, and that was that short walk home where he was only talking because his teeth were chattering. You know what I mean? They fell a couple times, and now he wants her. Why? I'm telling you, this is very insightful into the way men are conditioned to think, right? That it's like they don't even know the woman that they are in love with. It's just more about social capital and having what other men want and proving things that, like, so many men use women to impress other men or get revenge on men. But it's like so many of their relationships with us have nothing to do with us and are more about getting revenge on men they're jealous of, proving a point to men, impressing men, feeling more powerful than men. But it almost never is about us if they are living in this patriarchal conditioning. Like this explains the dramatic flip. So he loses. Okay, that's out of 3. Anyway, then they're having dinner later on. So Lucy, have you and Peter decided where you're going to go on your honeymoon? And then this weird conversation about going to Cuba. And, it's all for comedic relief in this, silly family. And they're talking about Peter, how he looked today. He should have been an actor. So then Mom, the one who was checking out the ball under the seat, was like, Lucy, do you think you can find me? Interesting. Find me a nice girl for Jack. Stay out of it. Enmesh boy, Mom. Oh, Mom, stop. Well, I really don't know Jack's type. I'm not one to. I like blondes, chubby ones. Okay. Well, we know who Lucy's type is, and I think the sister said that. They're like, no, you actually like brunette. Again, these photos could be out of order. I'm just having fun with this, y'all. Okay, so if I just like these breakdowns take me hours to record and hours to photograph and whatever, and I promised that I'd do a Christmas movie before Christmas. I did part of it, and this is like whatever. This is a rom-com more than anything. It just happens to take place at Christmas, and I just remember hating this movie. So we're having fun here together. We are discovering together. So someone's talking about Pac Road. Then they're talking about Argentina having great beef and like all kinds of stuff happening in this conversation that I don't remember what this is about. But they're giving each other googly eyes the whole time. Then they cut to them leaving. Now remember, honey, if you're free for New Year's, we want to see you because you are our family now. Like how quickly this whole family got close to her is also a little weird. But okay, remember, she doesn't have family, so she's all into it. Bye, they say. Hey! Look, you guys are under the mistletoe. Oh, God. I forgot how forced and dumb this plot point is. They are. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Kiss her. It's mistletoe. Yeah, kiss her. Like, what is this family doing? This is so unbelievable. What family would all of them pressure the fiance of the one son into kissing his brother? In what world would a family do this? Even in the weirdest, silliest family. Again, this is bad writing. Okay, I just want you to see what this is. This is bad writing. I do not believe this. I come from a family with crazy stories, but they're believable because of the context and but like this doesn't make sense. This is dumb. This is bad writing. Let's try to make them have to kiss. How can we do that? All the family members see them under mistletoe. This is It's lazy writing. This is not organic. This is not believable. It's lazy, bad writing. Look at this. Look how much they want them to kiss. In what world does this family want these two people to kiss? Come on, idiot, kiss her. What? Like, so they do. Because what else are they supposed to do? There you go. Oh, yeah. Like, they're all like, yeah. What? Okay, so then we cut to her at work. Uh-oh, someone familiar. Oh, my God, Mary, what are you doing here? So here it's dinner time, y'all. He creature of habit. And we go to the vet. Oh, yeah. His eye. Can you tell? Anyway, droopy eye. Hopefully it's not cancer. Anyway, this is just bad writing. Bad forced plot twist. She sees the sister, future sister-in-law. Hey, okay, you want to come through? So she lets her through. And then her co-workers. Now look, she's working with at least 2 other women, right? They want to know, what's up? Who is this lady? Who, hey. Now I want to know why are you not friends with these people? They're your co-workers. They're women. Again, I don't believe that she wouldn't be close friends with her co-worker. And somehow she is closer to her boss that exploits her than her own co-workers. Not believable. I'm Mary. This is bad. Mary's, so now she's got to explain to co-workers who know nothing about her life who this is. And of course, that's when the sister's like, Liz is gonna marry my brother Peter. Gah, busted. Now, Celeste, which is one of the co-workers, is like, what? Lucy, you're getting married? Look at her face. She's like, well, it hasn't really been announced, so it's a little awkward for me to say anything. And look at everybody, like, look, co-workers are all like, what's happening? Wait, hold on. I can't remember. I don't know who this lady is. Seems maybe not like a co-worker. Maybe it's just one co-worker. I love this. Girl, are you pregnant? Yes, I'm pregnant, Celeste. Why did you say yes? Again. This is not believable dialogue between 2 women, even if they're not friends for some reason, even though they probably spend a lot of time together. She would not be this invasive with her questions if they weren't friends. But also, why would she say, are you pregnant? That doesn't even make sense to ask. A man wrote this. I'm sorry, 2 men wrote this. And remember, easy flip-flop is supposed to be a man and now it's a woman. So we'll just do all these things we think women would do. Like ask an invasive question like, are you pregnant? When someone talks about getting engaged. Now, I'm not saying that is not a logical conclusion, but she's clearly not friends with this person because she asks her boss. You know what I mean? She only talks to men, which again is also so unbelievable. I don't know any woman other than a cool girl that I used to be who had mostly friends and male friends, and you learn real quick that's a terrible fate. That's another reason why I don't believe this movie. No woman is going to be only friends with men this long because she will realize what an empty, awful existence that is. Or if they're cishet men, at least. Because cishet men, in general, tend to be terrible friends. I'm not saying that other men of different sexual orientations and stuff can't also be terrible friends, but I'm just saying men under patriarchy, cishet men, tend to be awful friends. So, I just don't believe this scene at all. She's grabbing her face and making her talk. And again, I don't think we've seen this woman. I don't remember. And again, these are all based on my photos. So if they hadn't exchanged before, it wasn't important enough for me to take photos of. But look at how in her face she is. Co-worker's not going to do this. You're not giving me the details. What's going on? She's got her pen. Celeste, you have to have sex in order to be pregnant. Again, they're not friends. So how, this movie writes her to be so lonely and have no friends and literally turn to anybody for advice. Tell me what to do. How is this scene believable? This seems like 2 close friends. They're not friends though. And she's like, no, I thought you were engaged. Well, we're waiting. This whole scene, again, this is just such bad writing. This is why men can't write women. They should not be writing women. Or sometimes they can, but most men are terrible at writing women. And this is why this movie's so bad. There is no real emotional stakes. There's no authentic character arcs. It's all just plot point. Stop! God! And there's so many talented women writers and directors out there. And this was written by 2 men and directed by another man. And then they sell this. They knew men were not going to watch this. This is not for men. This is for us to consume. This garbage plot. So then we cut to Peter's apartment again. And Ashley, the real fiance, is calling again. Which again, I don't believe this plot either. Ashley would have called the police, okay? If Peter had asked her to marry him, that means they are hanging out a lot. They're very close. She was traveling. And how many days has gone by? I'm sorry, Ashley would have been more concerned. Is this machine working? Tap, tap. I just had to point out this. There is another photo of Peter by himself. Is this how men decorate their apartments? If I ever walked in an apartment with a man with this many photos and a wallet full of photos of him by himself, I would think I'm about to be chopped up into 74 pieces and put into a refrigerator and like thrown into the ocean. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked that you haven't called me back. Again, a woman would have called the cops by now. Like, I'd really like to hear from you, and I'd like to see my cat. See, that's another unbelievable thing. No woman would just let, I don't know how many days go by without calling and being like, what? Is my cat okay? Even if you're ghosting me, you jerk. What about my cat? Any a pet owner would have called before this. So then we cut to so Moses having dinner really quick. He'll be back. They're I guess this is New Year's Eve now. Okay, this has been a while. Oh my God, it's been like a week. All the more reason why, again, I don't believe that the fiance wouldn't have flown home at this point. And then the sister's like, comes home, Lucy's pregnant. And now Jack is like, what? How'd you find out? What do you mean she's pregnant? That's what Beth said. Anyway, then we cut to her, and this guy is harassing her again. Like, literally, a restraining order needs to be filed at this point. This man is a menace. He's scary, and it's not funny. And, like, this isn't funny. This is funny to men. This is not funny to women. Imagine living in the same building with this man who does all this. It's illegal, and you know it, Joey. Ta-da! He gives her this weird wreath thing. Don't remember the explanation. Don't care. I'm so bored by this movie. More weird, creepy dialogue happening. Like, I could move in here. Pop would knock $50 off the rent. Like, where was that good, Mose? Yeah. Sweet baby. Anyway, dumb exchange. And finally he's like, it's the other guy, isn't it? What do you mean? I've seen the way you look at him. Oh my God. What? How do I look at him? Like, these two are not friends. This man just harasses her. Why are you talking to him? Like you just seen your first Trans Am. Oh, stupid joke. Yo, I'm literally reading this in real time. So then he gives her that wreath thing. You can lay them on my coffin. She gives him a hug and thanks him. Oh, but look who's creeping. Oh my God, why are you there? And he overhears this, I guess. Why are you wearing the black? Oh my God. Like, only men would find these jokes funny. So I guess Jack's a little discouraged because I guess he thinks she's truly with this guy. I guess Lucy sees him. Jack, what are you doing here? You're going to a party? Oh, great, Jack. See, here's another teachable moment. This man not only eats his sister's food and steals her toys and cereal from cereal boxes, even though he is like, 30-something? He is one of these men who is trying to dictate what a pregnant woman, because he thinks she's pregnant, would do. You're going to a party. Why can't a woman go to a party if she's pregnant? Some of my friends were skiing when they're pregnant. Hiking, biking. I know you think, well, you're going to a party. You shouldn't be drinking. This gets me. So many people, but especially men, think that, and this is why abortion is becoming illegal, is illegal, but is becoming illegal in many states already. But this is why Roe v. Wade is screwed, is because of this mentality right here. Men think that they own us, that we're property, that the baby inside of us is property, public property, not the human carrying them have their own right to their own life and happiness and all that. Nope. This is bad. If you are dating somebody and they are doing this, I've heard men say this before. They think that they can dictate what pregnant women do. This is a mindset that you need to pay attention to. There is so much misogyny with this statement right here. And if they're pregnant women or women who've been pregnant before or people who've been pregnant before, I would love to hear it in the comments. If you have been policed by strangers, and it's not just men who are doing it, people policing your behavior, touching your belly, all that stuff. Okay, he is now taking his after dinner siesta. I wish you could tell. I don't know if you can tell, but this eye is all droopy now. Anyway, hopefully news tomorrow. Anyway, Mr. Police Women's Bodies is all like, you want a party? And she's like, yeah, Celeste is having a... Oh. Why aren't you cool with Celeste? Why are you not closer friends with Celeste? Why are we not hearing about Celeste more? Why are you talking to your boss and all these people about your life? Now, all of a sudden, she has friends. All of a sudden, she's not a cat lady loner. Look at this. Great. Hey, I'll drive you. Back off, Jack. You gonna be a protector again tonight? Or is it because you're lonely, have nothing better to do? Because it's New Year's Eve. What are your plans? He's like, no, it's not that far. Get in. Jack, you are being too handsy right now. So Jack went from like being, I almost said Inspector Gadget, but that would mean a hat and hands and weird stuff that is not about. This is a Sherlock Holmes who then went to be like, no, I love her. Then back to like, no, I'm gonna find out. She's lying. She's like, this is weird. It's really not that far. I move a lot of things with this truck. Ew. Maybe you're not just moving dead people's furniture. Maybe you're moving dead people, or you're a trafficker. So then she's like kind of onto him like, this is kind of weird. Why would it be okay for me to drive? I don't know. You're just acting really weird. No, I'm not being weird. Gaslighter. So, what about Peter? Peter's gonna have a lot to deal with when he wakes up. Now, isn't he? So they open the door of the party. Lucy, hi! Everyone's excited. So again, Lucy is just the life of the party. Got lots of friends. Someone else. Lucy's here in the front. Yeah. Who are all these friends that just showed up all of a sudden? Because it was convenient for the plot to have her to have friends all of a sudden. Oh, and the boss is there too. Is this Peter? She's like, I gotta talk to you. Oh, that's Peter. He looks good. No, that's not Peter. That's Jack. Remember that's the guy I'm cheating on the vegetable with. Who's Jack again? See, you should not be giving advice if you can't keep people straight. See, this is very accurate. A woman would know all of these details and remember all of them because we pay attention. We listen. Wait, Peter's the guy in the coma? Oh my God, Jerry. God. Then why'd you bring Jack? I tell you, you need to be talking to Celeste more than your boss because Jerry can't keep stuff straight and he's your boss. Why are you talking? This is so inappropriate. Lucy, what is wrong with you? Why are you should not be friends with your boss. Your boss is never your friend. Your coworkers shouldn't even be your closest friends because that gets a little weird sometimes. Not always. But they're your coworkers. So then if you ever get fired or quit, then you may not see them again. But like, your boss? I didn't bring Jack. He followed me here because he's a little stalker. So Jack's the fiance? No, Peter. So this is supposed to be funny. But again, this is not funny. This is dumb. Bad writing. Peter doesn't even know you exist. I know. So Jack is Peter? Yeah. Oh my God. I hate this conversation. I'm sorry I'm taking y'all through it. And then he's insulting her. So then oh God. He brings over a drink and he says, that's spiked. Thank God. You shouldn't be having any. I mean, she probably shouldn't be, but that's not your call, buddy. Why not? Why shouldn't I be? Because it's not good for the baby. Look at him snooping. Oh my God, I forgot about this whole scene, y'all. Okay, I don't know. I guess she leaves. I don't remember what happened. I'm sorry, y'all. I guess she realized that she's caught in a lot. They're talking now. The whole evening didn't work out well. What is this fight about? I'm supposed to share responsibility? What? This is the worst writing. I don't know. Some of y'all know I started off as a writer. You know, personal stories, and then journalism and op-eds and all kinds of entertainment writing. Writing is my thing. And then I took screenwriting classes and stuff like that when I moved to LA, and had my script placed in multiple competitions. So I've studied screenwriting too, which is very different than, writing for, articles or book proposals or books or whatever. This is a very particular type of writing. But I could say, as somebody who is even not that, this is terrible writing. Look, it was just a misunderstanding on top of the Joe Jr. thing. Now, that was not a misunderstanding. That is you believing men. Even the, weirdest dude. Excuse me? Everything, the whole like point of the comedy of this movie is like constant miscommunications and misunderstandings, and it's old. He's like, oh, it's nothing. She's like, no, like, what are you talking about? The leaning thing. What are you talking about? What do you mean by the leaning thing? Because you gave me flour and then you leaned. Okay, you little stalker. Like, all of the miscommunications is because he is inappropriate and follows her around and is nosy and then jumps to conclusions. And then I leaned. I am just as confused as you, Lucy. Okay, how did I lean when I leaned? It was a lot different than hugging. Hugging's very different. What are you talking about? Oh my God. He polices her drinking as a pregnant woman, and he, oh my God. Have you been red pilled? It's hugging that involves arms and hands. Okay, Mr. Logic. Look at him just mansplaining. Look at that face too. And oh God. I forgot this part, y'all. I'm so glad I forgot how awful this movie is. And leaning involves whole bodies moving like this. Leaning involves, I can't even take this seriously, wanting and accepting. Leaning. Lean on me. What is happening? Look at her. She wants him so bad. Hey, Luce. Hey, this guy bothering you. Cartoonishly ridiculous character. No, man who harasses me all the time, but who also protects me. No. Are you sure? Because, it looks like he's late. Worst writing. What? Thank you. See, he knows what leaning is. I don't know what y'all are talking about. What are y'all talking about? But nah, it's a cute little joke. They're all laughing now. I'll be right over here if you need me. Hey, plumber's butt. Okay, thank you very much. I know karate. Chop, chop, chop. Oh my God, what were we doing? You were leaning into me. Okay. No. Okay, so what about that other thing? The other thing. Yeah, the other misunderstanding. Why did you think I was pregnant? Well, Mary said that she heard you say something like that. And you believed her? I mean, this is a weird response. Okay, now you're gaslighting. Because, yeah, that I would believe if my sister told me that you had said that. This is tiring, y'all. I didn't have any reason not to believe her. See? The thing is that I don't care about either of these people. They both kind of suck because the writing sucks, okay? Whenever you don't like a character, but you don't know why, you just don't like them, it's because the writing sucks. You can hate a character, but if it's a genuine hate, you kind of hate them, but you still care about them. I just don't give a shit about either of these people, and that is bad writing. So the only reason your brother would want to marry someone like me is if I was Where'd you come up with that? What is happening in this conversation? No, y'all, I'm sorry. Okay, good night. Now I know why I wanted to do this video. This is so bad. I think I just needed to make it funny because I couldn't get my 2 hours back in my life. The fact is, you're not really Peter's type. Wow, okay, here you are negging again. Yeah, Jack, all right. Whose type am I? Don't understand the thank you. Look, it's a great idea, you and Pete. It's just not obvious to the whole world, that's all. Okay, I must have missed a photo, but this conversation really doesn't make sense now. You know what, Jack? I'm sorry, y'all. I had 500 photos of this movie because I can't actually watch it with y'all or I get a copyright violation. I can't play any clips or I get demonetized, a copyright violation. I take all these photos, but it is so hard to keep up with these, and I don't understand. Is this just nonsensical dialogue? Or did I not get a photo in here? I had a really lousy Christmas, and yet now you've ruined my New Year's. If you come back on Easter, you can burn down my apartment. Ba-dum-bum. Bad joke. Hey, come on, Lucy. What do you want from me, Jack? I want you to not be unhappy. That's not what you want. And what are you? The happiness guru? Are you happy? That's a good line. Call him out. He's clearly not. He's alone. He has even less friends than you before we invented this whole thing that you all of a sudden have friends. I don't remember You haven't had a conversation with your father. You want to leave the business, don't you? Wow. Whoa. That seems very insightful, but like, where's this coming from? Is this just another miscommunication we're having here? What do you know about my family? Spending a week with them does not make you an expert. But spending a lifetime with them hasn't made you one either. Ooh. Yeah, well, I know that keeping your family happy gets complicated. Okay. He's following you up your stairs. I don't like that. Too many men follow you up your stairs, Lucy. You should have had this argument outside. Would your father be happy knowing that you're sitting in a token booth? Loser! Planning on vacations that you aren't taking? Oh, that's a good call. That's true. That one hurt. No, he wouldn't. You're right. You're right. I can't imagine having to like act with this material. Very good job, Sandra. But you have no idea what it's like to be alone. Well, clearly he does. Even though he's got a big old family, it doesn't seem to be that close to him because he didn't even know his brother's girlfriend. But now we're going to go into the whole point of this movie. And the writers themselves talked about this. This is a movie about a woman who's just single and desperate and has no sense of purpose and is just missing something. And you know what that something is? A man! Hey, you have Peter. I don't have anybody. And then Happy New Year. I don't know how this is resolved because she says goodnight. I guess nothing happens. This is such a weird, abrupt ending. She goes back to her apartment. Is that the globe Daddy gave you in the background? Oh my God, please tell me that's not the globe. Poor cat lady. Sitting at home with a cat on New Year's Eve like all child-free single women, right? So meanwhile, back at the hospital, everybody on staff is celebrating New Year. And wouldn't you know, at this moment, Peter wakes up. Uh-oh. So the family shows up. What happened? He's awake. He'll be glad to see you, Lucy. Damn it. Peter, wake up. Your family here, Peter. This is when I was like, okay, I can't handle how bad this movie is. Let's cut to a sign of an X and her looking at it. Oh, this is so bad, y'all. So Peter's awake. Everyone's all happy. She's nervous that he's gonna out her for a liar. And he's like, who are you, bitch? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My God. He's got amnesia. Well, you know, that's a condition in which memory loss is localized and patchy. What a perfect plot point for this movie. Well, I literally forgot all of this. Limited to isolated events. Lucy just wants this to all be over, I think. She's had it. Sorry, I need to tell y'all something really important, okay? My Oracle boss told me that I should tell the truth, so I'm just going with that. I was never pregnant. We know, Jack called us. Oh, perfect timing, Jack shows up. Oh, perfect timing, he woke up again. But Saul, you know, her other co-conspirator, the guy who is the godfather, whatever. Now listen, let me handle it. No, you should stop letting any men handle anything in your life. You know, stop listening to Saul. Stop listening to your boss, Jerry. Stop listening to Jack. I'm surprised you haven't gone and talked to Peter while he's sleeping and asking him, or asked the hot dog man who can't remember your order what you should do in your life, because that's just how helpless you are and stupid. Oh, I'm too old a friend and too old a person for them to kill. Okay, I'll take care of it. Okay, and I'll do it right now. Come on, honey. I'm right behind you. How much you want to guess he's not right behind her? This is so predictable. That's also how you know it's really bad writing. If you know what's going to happen in the movie way before, like at every turn. A poorly written movie is predictable. Hey, remember her? Should I? Look closely. She looks a little familiar. I think it's coming back. And then they're like, you have amnesia. I do? Peter, you're engaged. To who? Wait, I'm confused. Peter, if you don't have amnesia, how are you forgetting what's her butt? What is it, Melissa? You know, the lady who calls your phone with the pictures of yourself next to it. Who's Lucy? Do I like Jell-O? What? Oh, here comes Saul. Where you been, Saul? What? I'm not allowed to go to the bathroom. I literally told you, I'm right behind you. I'll take care of it. How dare you question me? I'm handling it. God, every man just gaslights her and talks to her like she's an idiot. I'll tell them. When? Okay, so then he drives her home, and she's like, Jack, you've been really great this week. Yeah, like when I accused you of lying to everybody. Oh, look at you taking accountability. Or when I accused you of having a relationship with Joe Jr. Or when I thought you were pregnant and I announced it to all your friends. Or when you're trying to police what she did. You've had a really busy week, haven't you? Look, Jack, starting tomorrow, things are probably going to be kind of different. Because he's going to realize that he doesn't have amnesia, and everyone's going to realize I'm manipulative and lying, and this is all rude. Yeah, I just want to know that you've become a really good friend. Friend-zoned. Damn it! That doesn't really exist, but okay. Okay. Good friend. Lucy, yeah? I didn't mean what I said about you and Peter. I think you two are going to make a really terrific couple. And I'm really glad that you won't be alone anymore. Really glad you won't be alone anymore. Because that was truly what was ruining your life. Single women. That's all you need is just to not be alone. Projection! This is men. Yeah, thank God I'm not alone. Goodbye. And then she stands on the snow and looks at where they fell. And, that's where their first spark happened. Blah. Anyway, he goes back to parents' house to have a chat with Dad. Even brings some Dunkin'. And, of course, critical dad is like, they taste like plywood. So then they start talking shop. He hasn't checked the obituaries in a week. Missed a lot of good stuff the day after Christmas. Life is a pain in the ass, I tell you. You work hard, try to provide for the family, and then 1 minute everything's good. Everyone's happy, and 1 minute you have peace. He's like, where are you going with this? Pop, this isn't that minute. What do you mean? This is the happy minute. Bad writing, y'all. His dad's like, finally, everything is perfect, and now that's the perfect setup for what he's about to do, which is to tell him he doesn't want to do this stuff. Like, oh my God, this is the worst writing. It just so happens that Pop is talking about everything he's worked for hard in life. It's finally good. This is when he says this. You remember that rocking chair I made for Grandma? Are you kidding me? It's so fancy, she won't even sit in it. Yeah, well, I made, 3 others and sold it. And, a bunch of dining tables. That's a good side business, son. It's not a side business. This is a good business. Wait a second. What are you doing? Ruining my peace? You don't want my business? No, I don't. How long you felt this way, son? A long time. Why didn't you say something? I could have sold this to Eddie. You just screwed me over, son. Could have taken your mom on a cruise. You're not mad at me? Are you nuts? No, you're nuts. You want to make rocket ship. This is the dumbest conversation. So then we go back to him, and Saul just wants to talk to his godson. Peter, I've known you since you were born. Blah, 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 Cub Scout. To the day you discovered hair on your schmuck. Whoa. Okay, you got a good education. Very popular with all your friends. You make a nice living. And you're a good-looking kid. But you're a putz. Excuse me? I mean, I'm your godfather. I love you. I couldn't love you more if you were my own son. But the fact is, you're a putz. What are you? Why are you here, Lucy? There's something you have to know about her. She's not your fiance. She's your guardian angel. She saved your life. Now she's coming to see you today. And I want you to do yourself a favor. Look her deeply in the eyes. Oh, y'all, I don't remember any of this. Oh, my God. And listen with your heart. With the heart of a man who has just been given a second chance at life. What are you talking about? After 2 minutes, if you're not madly in love with her, tell her you want to break up. Who knows if they're madly in love with someone in 2 minutes? But okay. And you can go back to being a putz. But if in the 2 minutes you see what the rest of us only took oh my God, Saul. Okay, sorry, costume change. It's over a week after I recorded most of that, and y'all been waiting for it, and I'm sorry. Too much news, holidays, and also my phone, I don't have space on it. I can't figure out how to create space, whatever. So, Saul is basically being like, bro, if you feel any feelings, you'll propose to her. This man is so unhinged. Coercing somebody through trickery into... I hate this movie so much. And marry her before she has a chance to escape. Look at he's like, I I actually feel bad for this dude, even though he doesn't seem like much of a good cat. And he's like, before she comes in, take a little time to think about it. And think about what an old putz just told you. And if I was 40 years younger, I'd marry her. Gross. That is if she'd convert. God, I don't like anyone in this movie. Except her, kind of. So she's like, I came back to bring your stuff. She's thinking that Saul, told the whole family the big secret. And he's like, would you like a sandwich? Sit down. I'm supposed to figure out if I like you. He's like, please sit down. And I don't remember this reference. Sorry, I didn't take a picture of it. I saw a picture of you when you saved 3 squirrels. What is that about? Does somebody remember that? I don't. I have all 700 photos for this video. That's not in them. And then he makes a joke. They never call, they never write. You do, though. So anyway, basically this dumb conversation, she was just like, little old me. And he's basically like, you jumped in front of a train. I don't think I've done anything truly heroic in my life. I chased a purse snatcher once. I pretended to pull a hamstring. What? Oh my God, I forget this. Y'all, I'm sorry. I can't go back and watch this movie again. This is already too long. This is like a 2-hour movie review. It's longer than the actual movie. I'm getting to a point. This guy is not that great. I feel sorry for him, but he's not that great. But, we're supposed to think he's great. Well, most guys probably wouldn't, have chased after him in the first place. Most guys suck. So I should be grateful that I have you. I mean, I work at the L, believe me. You give up your seat every day on the train. Lucy, you are a little stalker. We know you watch him getting on the train. Oh my God. Desperate woman. He's like, well, that's not heroic, huh? You're not wrong. It is the person who sits in it. This is the dumbest conversation, y'all. See what I mean? I hate everything about the dialogue. And you always gave me something to look forward to every day. Because I'm a desperate cat lady. And he's just like, God, you do remind me of somebody. It's probably you. This guy's so confused. Meanwhile, the woman he proposed to, that he was dating, that no one's ever met, which is again questionable, is going to his apartment. And the doorman's like, excuse me. She's like, you must be new here. I decorated that man's place. There's no photos of her anywhere, by the way. I'm his fiance. No, you're not that one. So we find out, she's like, what? So then they have this scene with the 2 brothers in the hospital. I don't understand the photos that I took of this. I must be missing something. The conversation's dumb. And he admits that he's never been faithful. Again, I'm so sorry, y'all. This was is he admitting that he's going to be a terrible partner? Because he then talks about these damn squirrels. He's like, first I knocked them out of the nest with a rock. And then I said, he's like, did you tell Lucy what a terrible person you are? Yeah, but that was in the past. I'm going to start clean with Lucy. I'm going to be a good man now. Even though I'm being coerced into this whole thing through dishonesty. He's about to trying to think of the words of how amazing she is, I guess. I'd say she gets under your skin as soon as you meet her. See, this is what I can't stand. This guy is such a dick. You don't even like Lucy. You're a jerk. You know what? If a man I was dating, if this is how he talks about me, that I get under his skin, that I drive him nuts, and doesn't know to hug me or to arm wrestle me. Again, this is a rom-com. This is normalizing men not even liking you and being so forking annoyed with you, but they also want to be with you. What? She'd go all the way to Europe just to get a stupid stamp on her passport. Silly women who want to travel. Oh, but remember that was about her daddy. She doesn't really want to go. It's just because her daddy... I don't know if that amounts to insanity or just being really, really No, that's not it. She's got to be really special. She's got... Okay. Anyway, so basically this guy realizes he actually likes Lucy because she drives him nuts. He wants to arm wrestle her, but sometimes hug her. She's a silly, silly little woman who likes to travel, and he just can't stand her, but maybe that means he loves her. And while he leaves to go get Lucy probably, And this guy's sitting there by himself, just talking, pontificating out loud, and he's like, well, whatever, I'll just be with her and I can, figure out why the hell I like this book for the rest of my life, I'll figure it out. I don't have to know now. I don't have to know tomorrow. I don't have to know in a year or 10 years. I mean, Saul thinks that I should be with her. So, men are so impressionable. God, so easily manipulated. Meanwhile, he's like talking to the guy who works there, like, I don't have any answers today. Maybe someday I'll have a clue, but I'll just marry this person because that old putz told me to. But that doesn't mean, even though I don't know if I like her or why the hell I like her, that I can't commit to her for the rest of my life. Even though I've never been faithful and I cheat or whatever that was about. Does that make sense? Not really, but that's common after a head injury. So then Lucy finds out when she talks to Saul, like, hey, what happened? Does the family hate me now for telling them? Oh, I didn't tell them yet. What about Pete? Did you tell him? No. You said you're going to handle this. Okay, this is very relatable. Classic man is like, I'll handle it. And then he just doesn't and does the opposite of what he said. Well, whatever. And she's like, you suck at everything. You're fired. Anyway, then the fiancé and the old fiancé pass like two ships in the night. And she comes in and she's like, you motherfucker. Now, funny thing, he immediately recognizes her. So what is this whole head injury thing? It is kind of peculiar that he remembers everyone in his life, but the woman who works on the L who saved his life, that he's apparently engaged. You're engaged? May I remind you that you proposed to me? And he remembers all this. You said no, we broke up. Yo, look at this dog. He's sleeping right now. Oh, he knows that. I'm talking about you. No, I was confused. I stepped back. You moved to Portugal. Yeah, but I didn't think you were going to run out and marry the first bimbo that you came across. Lucy's not a bimbo. I don't know who she is, but she's not a bimbo. Lucy who? Now, meanwhile, this all happening with his little room partner. I don't know, actually. Liar! No, I don't remember proposing. I was in a coma. I have amnesia. Well, that's rent. All right, fine. I want my stuff back. Anyway, I just think it's really funny because this guy, not only does he not remember Lucy, doesn't know anything about her, it doesn't occur to him that a rich dude like this might not date someone who works on the L. I mean, come on. We know men. This woman is way more his type than Lucy. Then I want my stuff back. What stuff? You're not. Oh! Oh, I forgot. This gets mean, y'all. Why would you say that to her? You know what? I really don't like you now. I can't find my xylophone thing, so. Oh, you can't take my nose back. I paid for it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the kind of guy who's like, you have a big nose. And then she finally gets a nose job and he's like, does this because he paid for it. Oh, well then here, you pay for these too. Jesus. Oh, this guy's like, oh, this is getting juicy. Look, she's touching a boob. Keep him. I'm a changed man. Are you though? Are you? Go ahead and marry her. You one ball. Oh! Call back to the one ball. Remember mom looked at that? He's like, hey, he's got one ball. So of course she leaves and he's like, holy buckets. I have never heard that term before. Have you? That's okay. Maybe I should start saying that. Holy buckets. Moving on to your greener path. Yeah. God. Yeah. Y'all, they're bonding over what a birch tree is. You got it, pal. It's so funny that all the people giving advice to everybody is men. Okay, Moses had it. He's on strike like a good French dog. I guess, so Lucy comes in now, and she's going to go tell him because Saul didn't do his job. And then, of course, she's like, oh, God, but you look so good because I'm so desperate, and I just need to get laid. As if it's that hard for a woman. It's like, yeah, I feel really good. You know what? Facing death makes a man evaluate his life. Here we go. And I've been thinking about mine and haven't liked what I've seen. Honestly, can't figure out why she wants to marry this dude. There's pictures of himself all over his place in his wallet. And I've seen a man who has courtside tickets to the Bulls. Oh, there's that little nosy nurse. You know what? You're the whole reason this started. God! A lucrative investment portfolio. This is the worst writing! An apartment on La Rue du Faubourg Saint-Honor. And she's like, what's that? Paris. He's like, yeah, remember? He's like, oh, how cute. She's untraveled. But I've also seen a man who has no one to trust. Well, you can trust your family, bro. It's just no one can trust you. And no one to want to have a son with. Oh, is that it? Now I really don't like you. I mean, I'm not saying that this is unique, but like, he wants what are you, a king? Are you royalty? Sir Peter? I'm sorry, not your honor, that's a judge. Your Royal Highness? I forget the titles, they're really important in that place. But you, Lucy, you were there when I needed someone the most. See, this is a classic idea of what men think of as love. He's like, he doesn't care about being trustworthy. He's just like, can't trust anybody. Because even though he has a family that seems to love the crap out of him. And he doesn't really think about what he can give and how he can be a good man. He's just like, I don't have any business I trust, and I need people, and no one's there for me, although your family's there. Look at all those people are doing all this stuff for you. Even the strangers doing all this for you. And he wants her because she showed up and did all this for him, even though he gives nothing in return. This is very insightful. Of course, men wrote this. You gave me a second chance at life. It took a coma to wake me up. Get it? Get it? The play on words. And my family loves you. I might as well love. My family thinks you're great. Everybody else is just a bunch of butchers. So I might as well love you. God, both these brothers are like, I guess I'll marry you. Lucy, Eleanor, I need my bifocals. Hold on. Oh my God, that's so much better. Yo, perimenopause. This is what this is. Lucy, Eleanor, this is so much better. Moderates. How do you know her name? I'm just curious. Where did you find this out, Peter? Will you marry me? Because women, I just want. Oh my God, all the women in this movie are so pathetic. Then we cut to Joe Jr., the other awful man, out of so many in this movie. Hey, you going to see Lucy? Hey, she's the best looking chick in the building. Hey. And look at her. Wow. Oh, but you're the best looking chick on the third floor. He's like, thanks. Oh my God, all the women are so desperate in this movie. God. So then we cut to Lucy in her little ballerina slipper. I've missed something. I don't understand why she's wearing these. Okay. And that wedding dress. Really, Lucy? And the cat, if the cat could talk, because that's her only friend is the cat. And men, older men who suck. Cat's like, yeah, not good. She hears a tap, tap, tap on the door. And she's like, I'm not wearing black underwear. I don't want flowers from you. And I definitely don't want to move in with you. Oh. Jack. He's like, well, I don't have any flowers, but I wouldn't mind seeing you in the black underwear. Where did this come from? But under the circumstances, I don't think we should move in together. I thought you were Joe Jr. First of all, why is Joe Jr. saying all that stuff? Lucy, why haven't you set boundaries with Joe Jr.? What? Anyway. Yeah, get that a little. You're so funny. You want to come in? Yeah. Yeah? Wow, so that's the wedding dress, huh? I don't remember how he said this. Are you saying it's ugly? I mean, I kind of think it is, but it works good as a tattoo. Okay. He's like, I just wanted to give you this before all the presents start to pile up. Oh my God, I forgot about this dumb snow globe. Wow. Thanks. Look at her. She's like, oh my God, you're the one. You're the one. Y'all. Florence, you know me so well. You're making fun of the fact I want to go to Florence and think I'm crazy for wanting that, but you know me. It's like, I want to say that I think that Peter's a very lucky man. I gotta say that because you're going to be my sister-in-law, you know? I guess we'll be seeing a lot of each other. Better get going, yeah. Hey, Jack, can you give me a reason why I shouldn't marry your brother? Because again, women never know what to do. We need a man to tell us what should I do? What should I do? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me if I should marry your brother. Is there a reason not to? No, I can't give you a reason. Dang. I guess I gotta go through this thing that doesn't make any sense because he thinks I should. You know what? Hold up. Before we get too far, she's gotta go to her other BFF, who's her boss, who gives her terrible advice. Because again, no female friends anywhere in this movie except that one party where they came out of nowhere. Why aren't you calling them, Lucy? What's this? It's a wedding invitation. Wait a minute. Is this your wedding invitation? Oh, the writing. So whom are we marrying? Coma guy? Are you insane? Yes, Derry, I'm insane. Oh, here we go. Here's the speech as to why she needs to marry a man she doesn't know at all. They're tricking him. Here we go, y'all. Here is the speech that all single women want to make because we're all this desperate. Here we go. Every day I go and I sit in that booth like a veil. I work every holiday. I go home to a cat. I mean, you can fix the whole holiday thing without having to get married to a man that you're tricking and coercing. And now a rich and handsome prince, my prince, has asked me to marry him. And I have said yes. Okay. That makes me a raving, total lunatic. The wedding's tomorrow. See, but that doesn't make sense. All of this is such dumb plot points. That makes no sense. Why are they getting married tomorrow? Why? Why don't y'all wait? What is the rush? Am I missing a plot point that was fabricated for this stupid tension? And the proposal, it was some immigration thing that made no sense. And why are you getting married tomorrow? I don't understand this. Don't you want to invite friends? Oh, you don't have any friends. But still, don't you want to? What? I know it's tomorrow, Jerry. But I even wish it was yesterday. That would mean that today that I'd be on my honeymoon with a man I don't even know. And then I'd finally have a stamp in my passport. Wait, I don't understand. When did you plan this trip? Why is this happening so fast? And it sounds to me like you just want to go to Italy. What? God! And that it would say Italy on. Yep, Italy. Here we go again. Your little obsession with Italy. I don't know what to do. Bite my lip. Tell me what to do. What happened with the other guy? He didn't want me. But you didn't even ask him. And then she does it again. I'm just a stupid single woman who can't figure things out. So then we cut to their little wedding. And she's not there. Maybe she forgot. A woman doesn't forget her wedding because it's the most important day of her life. Maybe she's stuck in traffic. And then these two are fighting. They're like, you're a douche, you're a douche. They got the rings. Where are they getting all this stuff so fast? Are you in a hospital? I forget. What is this? Why are y'all getting married today? So she comes rushing in. Okay, this is definitely a hospital. Oh my God. Forgot this part. God, look, what? Her boss is there. Everybody's there. Oh, gotta take the coat off. She's just adorkable. She's a dorkable, silly woman. And she walks down the aisle wearing this, what, ballerina slippers? What are you doing? And both these men are like, God, she sucks, but I guess I want to marry her. And Saul's like, yeah, I won. And then, like, they get started in this whole thing. And she's like, I object. Oh, gee, bitch won't just follow order. I didn't get to that part yet. Funny, right? I have to object too. What's happening? What the hell's going on? I'm in love with your son. I know. No, not that one. Jack, what the hell'd you do? Yeah. He's like, little favoritism, huh? Either that or Jack's a bad dude and you know it. Like, what? Whatever. He's like, well, he didn't do anything. It was me. It was all me. I mean, and my boss and Saul and the nurse and all these people who kind of tricked me into doing this thing. But I went along with it. So then this lady's like taking photos. Do you remember that day at the hospital? Well, there was a little mix-up. I saw Peter get pushed onto the track and I saved his life. Look at him. He's all like, are you her boss or her dad or her friend or her uncle? I can't figure it out. He's like, but when I got to the hospital, they wouldn't let me see him. So someone told the doctor that I was his fiance. She's like, oh crap, that was me. And why is she there? Why are these people at your wedding? And why are you getting married? It's not true. I was never engaged to Peter. Why didn't you just say something? Because I didn't know how to tell you. We never even met until that day on the track. I was just obsessed with you. It's just when we were in the hospital room, everything happened so fast, I couldn't tell you the truth. And then I didn't want to tell you the truth. And then I also had these old men telling me not to tell you the truth. You know what, Saul? You're lucky she's not ratting you out. Or maybe she will, I forget. Because the truth is that I fell in love with you. You fell in love with me. No, all of you. I went from being all alone to being a fiance. Every woman's dream, a fiance. He's probably like, dang, this Bush is a loser. A daughter, a granddaughter, a sister. I might have saved your life on the tracks, but you know what? You really saved me. You allowed me to be a part of your family. Because all I have is my dumb cat. No friends. Nobody. And I haven't had that in a really long time since my dad died. It's all about my dad. He's like, dang, this Bush has got some baggage. I just didn't want to let go of that. So even though, sorry y'all, I forgot to use my glasses. So much easier. So even though I was it's just a little while, I will love them always. Oh my God, you love us? I'm very sorry. I'm sorry about your carpet. What about my carpet? All right, that's right. Remember she spilled the stuff, moving it in with the brother. Peter Culligan is engaged to me. Okay, great. Now we have another desperate woman. Nose job, boob job. Doesn't seem to like him. Why is she there? Why are you there? God, all the women are so desperate. I object to this wedding. And I object to your objection. Oh, wait, who is he? Ashley's... Oh, Ashley was married? God, this is stupidly complicated. Oh, look, his little ear. This is so unnecessarily complicated. You propose to a married woman. Like, where does this guy come from? How does he know to be at the hospital? None of this makes sense. And as a writer, all you've done, you should know not to create more unnecessary questions that you're not going to resolve. Yes. And I was in a coma when my brother makes a play for my sort of fiance. Midge was like, Peter, how could you do this? Who is Midge? I'm sorry. Listen, a deal is a deal. What is happening, y'all? I'm confused. You two are better off together. Okay, man, I guess that's the fiance or the husband, whatever. This is so dumb. I can't wait for this movie to be over. Thank you for coming along with me, y'all. So then we cut to, look at her the couch, but that's kind of 80s. What a lovely apartment with her cat and her lonely, sad life, which I think is what most women, especially today, with all the little inchmails out there, would say, this is peace. Up until Joe Jr. comes a knocking. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. See, there's no reason for this. Why is his character arc doing this? What made him do this? This is such bad writing. And right now you should get in touch with the child within. What? And explore your feminine side. I'm so confused. Is he talking to her or himself? And don't start eating cookies and cake and stuff like that because you'll blow up like, oh, you're talking to her? What is the point of this scene? The comic relief is not a relief. It's a burden. You deserve better than that. So don't eat. Don't gain weight. Why are y'all hugging? Lucy, you know what? Before you be dating or marrying anybody, you need to learn self-respect and boundaries. What is happening? I don't understand what's happening. So how are things going with the Miss Third Floor? Yeah, the one that you disrespected in front of me. Oh, now he's crying. Okay. Oh, Joey, she said that. What? Do you have any... What? No, you know what? We can try on some of my shoes. Oh, my God. It's almost over, y'all. Oh, good. That scene's over. So dumb. So then she goes back to her sad life with her inappropriate neighbor who she takes care of and... Last day, huh? Yeah. Okay, are you quitting? I'm gonna miss you. Okay. Lucy, why weren't you talking to your coworker/friend all along? Why are you on this journey all by yourself without female friends? To me, the point of this is stop listening to men and have more female friends. Okay, we'll see each other. You better. Okay, but y'all never hang out. Then she's, doing her thing. And a ring. Why is this family there at your proposal? I need to ask you a question. So then one of the family members is like, get on your knees, it's more romantic. The other one's like, no, he's proposing, let him do it. Okay, we get it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha, family. She's all embarrassed. Oh my God, it's finally happening. The day I've been waiting for my whole life. Can I come in? She's like, no. And he's like, I can't. Not without a token. Bad joke. Oh, God. So then they do this. Marry me. I love you. I love you back. Yay! Oh, does it not fit? Why is it on your ring? Why is it on your pointer finger? Did you not research her ring finger stuff, bro? I hate this. I really hate this. Up! Cut to the wedding. See, why didn't we have this with the other brother? A proper wedding dress and tuxes and not in a hospital. Oh my God, I forgot. It's on us. Of course, it's on the L. Then we get this voiceover. So I had planned to marry Peter, but I married Jack instead. Blech. Thank goodness my father was right. Life doesn't always turn out the way you plan, right? Remember, y'all? Remember? In part 1, that's how they set this whole movie up. Is her daddy said that her mom gave him the world, a globe, and that life never goes how it's planned. Wow, great advice, Dad. So then they're going to tie it all up in a dumb little bow here. See, look, Daddy said life doesn't go the way you plan. But Jack gave me the perfect gift. Oh, was it a globe? Was it the world? A stamp on my passport. He took me to Florence on our honeymoon. Shocker! Did he make fun of you the whole way there? Because you're a silly little girl who wants to travel. I guess you might say he gave me the world, just like my dad. Remember that first line of the movie? Or like the beginning setup? Peter once asked me when it was that I fell in love with Jack. And I told him it was while you were sleeping. Now we have our title, The End. You see, this is what they would call too on the nose. This is the worst writing, y'all. But we are done. I will do more movie reviews. I will try to not make them that long, although sometimes they are that long. Revolutionary Road is still one of my favorite ones I've ever done. If you haven't seen that, it's in the playlist that this one is on. If you haven't seen part 1, go back to the playlist. That one is in this one too. Thank you for being here. This may not be seen by very many because it's a very long take, but I hope you like it. And I'm actually going to start doing watch parties and stuff like that on my Patreon. So please check that out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit notifications, share. All that stuff helps me. And thank you for sitting through this awful movie. That the whole point is women are desperate and lonely and you need to marry a man who's kind of annoyed with you that you get under the skin of if you don't have to trick a man into marrying you. Because you know what? You'll never get to Italy without it. My God! I hate this movie. Anyway, et voila! Welcome to the comment song. Stuff I took photos of in Lyon. Welcome to the comment song. Traveling photo edition, another one. Welcome to the kind of stuff I show on Patreon, but they're videos and lots of context and lots of personal stories of travel and my life. Anyway, look at this stuff I see all over Lyon. It's cute, it's funny, and I love it. And sometimes it makes no sense. Like, why is this white? What is this? Not a monkey. What is this? Oh my God, I can't think of the word for this, but he's wearing boxing gloves anyway. Fork me, daddy. Yeah, there's like random stuff all over town, and it doesn't make sense, but it makes me laugh. I love this one a lot too. Look at this one, I love it. Anyway, my favorite is this. It's not graffiti, but it's a naked man holding another naked man, because you know what? It's Europe and France. Anyway, this is my old neighborhood. Yeah, and this is one of my favorite things. Stuff like this is everywhere. Comment song. Let me know if you heard the comment song.